While we're located in Colorado and place a lot of our focus on the animals and relationships within our state, animals live all around the world. And so we thought to close out this year, we'd focus on an animal that lives in the ocean, a much different environment than we live in. Now to do that, we bought this bottle of white wine named Southern Right, named after the rare southern right whales which visit the Walker Bay between May and December each year. Southern Right makes a contribution to their conservation and conservation in the area with each bottle sold. So by drinking some wine, talking about whales and what's going on with them, we're gonna be helping out too. We'll start that. So, now that we've poured some of our Southern Right wine, let's break down some misconceptions about whales. Did you know that an orca, or a killer whale, is actually the world's largest dolphin? And that a dolphin is technically considered a whale? Or how about that a whale is a mammal, just like us? How cool is that? Now, let's get on the same page about what it means to be a whale. So on our tree of life, we're gonna start way up at the top, in domain Eukarya. That just means that we're a multicellular organism. Within that, we come to kingdom Animalia, meaning we're not a plant or a fungus. Below that, we come to phylum Chordata, meaning we have a strong backbone. Within that, we have class Mammalia. Now being a mammal means we have 5 common traits. We have a backbone, warm blood, we can produce milk, we have hair, and in most cases we give live birth. So within our group Cetacea, which is Greek for whales, we have 80 different species, and they're broken into 2 main categories, Odontoceti and Mysticeti. Now, Odontoceti are our toothed whales, like our orca, our sperm whale, our dolphins and porpoises, and our narwhal. And Mysticeti are the baleen whales. They're our filter feeders, like the blue whale, the humpback, and our Southern Right. So a good way to remember some of the differences between these are that Odontoceti have 1 blowhole, and Mysticeti have 2 or multiple blowholes. And then the Mysticeti also tend to be larger and slower whales. Just like in our bat episode, when we talked about how their wing is shaped very similarly to our arms, a whale's fin has the same bone structure as our arms, just for a different function. This is called a homologous structure. The first and one of the most well-known threats facing whales is whaling. Despite a moratorium on commercial whaling and a ban on an international trade of whale products, countries such as Norway, Japan, and Iceland continue to hunt whales for their markets. Over 1,000 whales a year are killed for such commercial purposes. Although the International Convention for the Regulation of Whaling does contain a provision that allows killing of whales for scientific purposes, it was written more than 50 years ago at a time when no alternatives existed. Now there are non-lethal techniques that provide the data required for management much more efficiently and accurately. Another threat is fishing bycatch, or being entangled in fishing gear. This mainly affects the porpoises and the dolphins. Over 300,000 whales, dolphins, and porpoises are killed each year as a result of bycatch, based on research in 2003. The third threat to the survival of whales and pretty much everything else is climate change. The habitats and migration routes of whales are being threatened by warmer ocean temperatures and melting sea ice resulting from a changing climate. This is especially true in the Arctic Ocean with whales like the narwhal and the beluga. Even the krill are being affected, which are a major food source for many cetaceans and other ocean life. And at number 4, we have the collisions between ships and whales, which we're going to call ship strikes. Since 2009, the International Whaling Commission has recorded more than 1,200 incidents. And lastly, at number 5, we have chemical and toxin contamination. As human use of the ocean increases and we continue mining, metal processing, burning fossil fuels, and dumping waste, these toxins and heavy metals continue to make their way into our oceans. In places like the Arctic, cold temperatures, low light, and fewer bacteria prevent these toxins from degrading at normal rates, causing them to build up into the food chain and damaging both the reproductive and immune system of whales. So if learning about the threats that face whales made you want to do something, we have some options for you. If you want to support animals across the board, animal conservation powerhouses like the World Wildlife Fund and the Defenders of Wildlife are great. They help protect whale sanctuaries, protect migration routes, while also working on the ground and in courts to protect the rights of these animals. The next would be to support and donate to specifically places that work with whales. An example being the Whale and Dolphin Conservation. They work with conservation and protection for whales, dolphins, and porpoises, and you can even adopt a whale or a dolphin, which I hear make great gifts. The third option would be to support activism. Places like the Natural Resource Defense Council, a place that is an advocate for wild places. And finally, if you can't do any of the other things, the best thing you can do is just stay informed. And a place like the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is a great place to do that. You can type in keywords like whales and they give you all of the information you need to stay up to date. Or just stay tuned to The Echo, and we'll make sure that we give you the best of the knowledge we have from animals around the world. If you liked this video, please subscribe and share this video with friends to be part of The Echo. Thank you. I know you're asking, Matthew, you seem like very fancy folk at The Echo. I'm sure you are pros at drinking wine and have all of the glasses. And to that I say, no, we are not. So, let's say you don't have a wine cork. All you do, just get a screw and you'll put that in. And then just get some pliers, pull that sucker out. Resourcefulness. It's not a fast process, okay? It gets the job done though. And pop out. Boom.